And welcome into a TGIF version of the Backstage Pass, always presented by our good friends over at Bangtail Whiskey. Check them out at easyliquor.com and get that bottle sent directly to your door. Also, MitchMacs.com for official Backstage Pass merchandise, which there's a lot of cool stuff there for men and ladies on that website. And our good friends over at Hank Jr. Productions.com. They're out of Florida documenting life's moments through podcasting, photography, and they do it all down there. So thanks to HankJrProductions.com. Brandon Morrell here flying solo. Big show coming up next week on the 11th of March as one half of the great Hall & Oates. John Oates is going to join us here on the Backstage Pass. And, of course, some interviews we're going to roll out over the next couple of weeks for a country radio seminar we got to capture in Nashville last week. But the show must go on. We're doing this on a Friday, and pleased to welcome in one of Canada's leading country music artists and a friend of the show, and a friend of mine, too, as well. Karli June back here on the show. Karli, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome. I'm so happy to be back. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we hadn't talked. I want to say we were talking before the show. I want to say since Home Team, and now this great EP comes out of it, Where You Come From, which is everywhere music is available. So I kind of want to get right to it, too. You know me, I'm never shy enough on this show to get right to it. Some amazing people help you put this together. Karen Kozowski did a lot of work on the Mickey Guyton album, Remember Her Name, and just what a great team, a great EP. It just came out for you guys February 18th. Tell me all about it.
So Where You Come From is a collection of 6 songs, and they all touch on different parts of my life and those places that I came from. There's, my faith, my small town, the hardships of life, too, is a big part of it. So I hope when everyone listens to it, they find pieces of where they're from and those things that have made them into who they are in the record.
And I mean, just those people, Canadian powerhouse. I mentioned Karen there at the top, and she's worked with, the majority of Mickey Guyton, who just sang the national anthem at the Super Bowl. And Remember Her Name was a fantastic album. Talk about just the people behind the scenes that helped put this record together.
Yeah, it's been, thinking about it when you say it out loud like that is like, wow, there's been so many people that I dreamed to work with that I never, ever thought I would get the opportunity to work with, that were a big part of people I wrote with, to Karen producing the record. So they've all just been part of it, and it's our record. It's not just mine. So it's feels special.
Another one I liked off of there was, I know, co-written. Tell me about Heart Drunk, because I think that was one of my favorites. I could kind of, jam out to a little bit and just have a good old time. And it was, I know, co-written with several great people on the album too, right?
Yeah, so that song we actually wrote with Derek Rattan. It was Karen who produced the record, Derek and I. And Derek was someone I wanted to write with for such a long time, but he always just seemed, inaccessible because he's written a lot of big hits. And the opportunity came up for me to write with him. And I had just met my husband, who I was dating at the time, when I wrote that. So I was all goo goo gaga. That's what that song is about. And it was a lot of fun. And Derek was such an amazing guy to work with.
Talk about just your writing style and the fact of how all this comes together, and you see your pride and joy, the work comes out in it, working with some great people, behind the scenes do this, but the Karli June writing style and kind of what you go after to be the artist you want to be.
I would say my style is very inspirational, but in a fun way, high energy. I want to write the songs and share the songs that I would want to hear. So a lot of them come from just a really deep place in my heart of things that I'm truly, truly connected to. My family is such a big part of that. My hometown. And so these are, just songs that I would have wanted to hear if I was turning on the radio.
Now, I know last time we talked, we mentioned at the top was Home Team, and I thought it was great single you guys put out. Now I've added to this EP. It was co-written too. And tell me about this one and kind of the backstory and kind of where it came from. You guys had a great response from country music fans too on that particular song.
Yeah, this song I wrote about all those special people in my life that have been there from the very beginning and been through the hard times with me. And it's kind of a thank you to those people. It's a big anthem. It's just a celebration of people coming together and celebrating the importance of that connection. And it's interesting, through COVID, I think that's been even magnified even more, just how important those people are. And I love Home Team, and there's a reason we chose it as the first song on the EP.
Yeah, we'll talk about one here in just a little bit. My favorite off the album, but let's go over this one before you have you perform one of the tracks off the record. The List I thought was very inspirational and very uplifting too at the same time. Tell me about that one and kind of you guys chose to add a great song to a great EP.
So The List is about those frustrating times that I've gone through in my life where I felt like, man, I should be somewhere else. This should be happening in my life by now. And I think we all go through those times. And it's about looking back on that and being like, man, I'm so glad I had to go through those hard times, because if I didn't, this, and this wouldn't have happened. And I would never have the life that I have now. So it's very retrospective of looking back on the hard times of your life and kind of being grateful for them.
Now, last year was crazy for everybody, no doubt. And I think we're just starting to kind of let the waterfall kind of bust open, or the dam to break loose again, to get water flowing out there for live shows. I mean, I'm sure you guys are excited about putting together a calendar that fits your schedule and getting back on stage and performing, right?
Yeah. I'm hoping to play some festivals in Canada this summer. So really looking forward very much to getting out and getting to play the record.
No doubt, and connecting with those fans too. Hey, the Jim Beam Talent Search was something. You were 3 finalists representing Ontario last year. Pretty amazing competition, and then you did some. I think it was it TD Incubator as well for the creative entrepreneurship. Tell me about how those kind of came down and how you got your name kind of in those slots. And the finalist for anything these days is a good thing, or just to be nominated for certain categories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the TD Incubator was a really amazing program to develop artists within Canada. So they selected artists from across the country, and then they spend a week and actually pour into your career, mentoring you. And there were sessions on all different aspects of your career, from social media to finance. And so I learned so much as an artist, and I was so grateful to TD for that opportunity, for including me. And I had the opportunity to be mentored by Donovan Woods, who's one of my favorite songwriters in both country music and in the singer-songwriter side of things. So working with him was really, really cool.
And I know that Jim Beam Talent Search had to be pretty cool at the same time there. Congratulations on being named finalist for that, one of 3 finalists out there to represent Ontario and that was nationwide. Was that correct?
Yeah, that was nationwide. Yeah, it was a huge honor to get to represent Ontario. Absolutely.
Well, so many great artists are coming from Canada now, and my email goes off every day, and we get to listen to yourself and so many of the great ones that come out of that great province up there. Hey, let's have you play a little bit here on the show. Again, presented by our good friends over at Bangtail Whiskey and MitchMacs.com and Hank Jr. Productions. Where You Come From is the latest EP. You can also check out KarliJune.com. I always say dealer's choice, so you're up.
All right. Well, I'm only going to do one, so I really want to do.
All right.
I really want to do Big for a Small Town.
Okay.
This is probably my favorite song. One of my favorite songs off the record. It's also the only song on the record that I was the only writer on, so it's like my little song, baby.
Here we go.
This one's for everybody who came from a small town. When someone needs a hand, everybody's there giving what they can. When someone makes a radio, turn it up, let the whole town know. The grocery store is a town reunion. Show up at 9, I leave by 2. We don't need big city lights to light this town right up. We like to get loud, like to get crazy. Don't need any reason for a party. Might be a small crowd, but we're rowdy. Can turn a Wednesday night into a Friday. Come Sunday morning, fill the church pews up. On Saturday, it's the arena. We might not be on the map, but we're still proud. We go pretty big for a small town. We go pretty big for a small town. You might know us from our hockey team. You drive through our streets to get to the beach. Your hotel I got more beds than our entire population. Everybody's famous here. We love our little county fair. Don't judge us 'cause we're small, 'cause we still can turn it up. We like to get loud, like to get crazy. Don't need any reason for a party. Might be a small crowd, but we're rowdy. And turn a Wednesday night into a Friday. Come Sunday morning, fill the church pews up. On Saturday, it's the arena. We might not be on the map, but we're still proud. We go pretty big for a small town. We go pretty big for a small, small town. We like to get loud, like to get crazy. Don't need any reason for a party. Might be a small crowd, but we're rowdy. Can turn a Wednesday night into a Friday. Come Sunday morning, fill the church pews up. On Saturday, it's the arena. We might not be on the map, but we're still proud. Yeah, we might not be on the map, but we're still proud. We go pretty big for a small town. We go pretty big for a small, small town. We go pretty big for a small town.
And back here on the show again, Karli June. That's Big for a Small Town off the record Where You Come From, which is the latest EP. Came out February 18th. So make sure you go and check out more of the songs and support our artist and get that EP across all the digital platforms, wherever you can find music. I love it. Great ring to it. And I can't wait to one day hopefully get to just get back to Canada and get to one of your shows and hear you play those type of tunes live. I think it's upbeat. We're going to come back, talk about Church to Pray and a whole lot more here with Karli June. We'll take a time out for the sponsors and come right back here. It's the Backstage Pass. Hang tight here, and we'll come back for more. Hang tight.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause, Jeff McMahon, as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here again, Karli June on the show. Again, check her out at KarliJune.com. And Where You Come From is the latest EP across all the platforms out there. So my favorite, we were talking before the show, was Church to Pray. I think that was one of the first ones that definitely caught my attention on there and going back and listening to the record. Tell me about that one, because I thought you guys really put a good spin on it. And I know for y'all, it's definitely going to, if it hadn't already, it's going to make a calling to a lot of fans.
Well, thank you. It really means a lot. I was nervous putting a song with like a gospel choir on my record. Yeah, I mean, church for me is so important growing up and a huge part of who I am and, you know, where I really find my purpose in life. And with churches being closed here in Canada during the pandemic, especially in Ontario, they're really closed for a long time. I saw a pastor post online and said, churches, wherever you are. And I was doing a songwriting session, I think maybe even that day. And so I brought that idea in, and we were talking about how, you know, with most things in life that you do, you need a certain place to be able to go to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And with your faith, you know, that can be something that you connect to no matter where you are.
You know, I love, speaking of that too, I love something that you talked about last time, and it's such a great quote out there. You kind of want people to really feel just that strong connection to your music, and definitely energetic and fun when they hear the way you sing and the way you play. Kind of elaborate a little bit of that for me, because everything you've put out, you give everything you have to the song, whether it be your writing or somebody you're co-writing with. Kind of elaborate on that a little bit.
For me, I just want to write music that's real, and that I think you have a huge opportunity through music to be able to like make someone's day, you know, in a deep way. I'm a deep person. So I think it's hard for me to release music that's just doesn't have a lot of meaning to it. And these are all just things that I've also just struggled with sometimes. You know, it's not about being preachy in any way. I think faith is something that is specifically something that's a journey, and a lot of the songs on the record, Makes You Pretty, for example, is hardships that I've gone through and things that I felt. And if I can use that to be able to help someone else through music, I think that's a really special thing.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that next one for Makes You Pretty. I mean, just that, you know, a lady's beauty, kind of where it comes from, and that message to express. And I think we've all felt weakness and kind of overcoming obstacles, especially what we've had to deal with, Karli, these past 2 years. Talk about that, because that's, again, and Makes You Pretty as a song that tells people about overcoming obstacles. And really, for me, like my wife too, I played it for her. I said, "This is what makes you beautiful, a lady beautiful."
I love that. That's so awesome. Yeah, every woman and men too, you know, we all struggle with being really hard on ourselves when we look in the mirror, or feeling like we have to look like someone else or look like everything that we see. And I think I love beauty. You know, I love doing my hair and I love doing my makeup and all those things. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I think that, you know, it's looking back and knowing what's really, what makes you important and special and beautiful is so much deeper than those things. They're kind of just a little bit of fun, you know, that we get to have, is wearing a cute outfit, but it's truly your heart and your strength as well. The song talks a lot about that in the chorus of, you know, it's actually the moments that you feel the weakest, but when you get back up is when you are actually the strongest. And that's what makes a beautiful person, is someone who can fall down and get back up and, you know, isn't afraid to have those moments.
You know, speaking of moments, I mean, I know a couple of your inspirations are definitely musical influences growing up, Carrie Underwood and Shania Twain, and people that helped you through getting initial songwriting and things like that, and inspired at a young age. Tell me about those ladies, because again, still you see they got their hands in the cookie jar, and a lot of stuff now for country music, and the big ACM Awards coming up next week in Las Vegas on Monday. Paramount artist in the industry. What was it about those ladies that kind of rubbed off on you?
Oh, well, I just love them all so much. Shania, to me, well, her songs were just anthemic. They were played in my farm all the time growing up. But I think her as a performer, we watched her Miami concert just on TV. They put it on TV. And this was when she was really starting to get huge with Man, I Feel Like a Woman and those songs. And I recorded them on a VHS player. And so I could just watch the concert over and over and over again. And I was just fascinated by the way she performed. It was just seeing the fireworks and the crowd light up. I think that really inspired me to write music that has energy to it and power to it. And it also encourages me, you know, to write fun songs too. like I said, sometimes I can be a little deep and I need to have a little, I want my show to be like super fun too. And I think like Big for a Small Town and songs like that, that really comes out. And Carrie Underwood, you know, she has that inspiration in so many of her songs. And she talks about deep things in life, but then she also has the songs that are, you know, party songs and fun. And it's like such a good balance. And I think she's really used her career so well to do so many great things and to speak to people. And I know like doing a gospel album is something I really want to do in my future too. And I was really inspired when I saw that she did that with My Savior. So that will probably be happening at some point in my career.
I already like the sound of that. And when you put that out, definitely get in touch with me, because we're going to definitely come on here and sing some stuff and have a good time. I can see you doing the gospel album. It's just right up your alley. So I can't wait to see you do that. I was going to ask you about this because we mentioned about the live performances and you guys putting together a calendar of shows. And I forgot when it was, so you'll have to help me on the dates here. Or maybe it already passed, or maybe it's coming up. And I know you've done it in the past. Boots and Hearts is a big event, a big festival up there. Is that coming up for 22?
I played that festival a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Actually, I would love to play it again. I would love to play it again. But yeah, it's amazing. It's a huge country festival, thousands and thousands of crazy country fans. And yeah, it's pretty great.
So let me ask you this. We talked about the performing live, but a lot of people lost the shows, and it was very unfortunate what had happened. But you stepped back on stage, and correct me if I'm wrong, last August, and was that the Saskatchewan show?
Yes.
Okay. What was that like to go out in front of a crowd again after so much time off, and then see people like, we're ready to party and have a good time?
Yeah, seriously. I was so nervous because you almost feel like you forget how to do it. You're like, but then when you get out there, it's so deep in you that you don't forget it. But I was certainly nervous for sure, especially having such a big show as my first show back after the pandemic. I felt like there was so much pressure. But you know, I tried to go out and just have fun. And that was a lot of the first performances of these songs on the record was at that show. So really cool to get to play them.
Now, was that the one that the Washboard Union was there?
Yeah, so we were headlining it.
Okay.
And I was opening for them. And I love the Washboard Union. So again, I was nervous that like they were going to get to watch me, and you're really nervous, but it's like a good nervous. You're excited, and it's a lot of fun.
I can't wait to see you get out there. And like I said, you guys doing what you do best, stepping out there on stage, having a good time in front of the audience too. So I always tell people check the website, because that's where most of the shows are announced. So you can check her out at karlijune.com. And of course, the EP Where You Come From is out there across all the digital platforms. So you know where I'm going now. We got to play a little rapid fire because we changed some stuff up in the last time. So we're going to do a little bit of a different, feel of questions out there, a little sequence, if you will. So I got to go to Nashville. I got to eat at some amazing places, hence the way that it's not COVID-15 anymore. It's like Nashville 10. So I'm like, you easily put it on. But I know for me, going there, the barbecue, Martin's was good. I had some sushi at a place called Rock and Roll Sushi. Didn't get to the Hall of Fame. Want to see it, but that's a next time thing. What's some of your favorite things to do when you go to Nashville?
Well, I love the 12 South area. Bar Taco. I don't know if you've been to that restaurant there, but it's so good. So I always hit up Bar Taco. I always go to the listening room, which is amazing to see songwriters play and have really nice dinner. Love going to the Opry, of course. It is just magical and so inspirational every time I'm there. Yeah, those are a few of my favorites.
I walked right by the Ryman, and I forget who they told me was performing at night. We had another show to go to, and I think it was Tedeschi Trucks. I believe they were there or something like that. And I kept on walking. I was like, no, we're just going to go to Old Red and hang out there at Blake's Bar. And so we ended up doing that and saw some phenomenal concerts. And I always say, where there's free shows, go enjoy it, right?
Yeah. Oh, you're making me want to go back so bad.
I left a piece of my heart up there, Karli. So anybody that knows me, I was at the Omni Hotel doing the CRS event, and it was pretty phenomenal. So I'd like to throw a thank you out to Aristo PR and Christy Watkins and Matt and Taylor and the whole team. It just was a phenomenal event. We get to kind of roll out some of that video over the next few weeks. But I feel like I left a piece of my heart up there, and there were some things that, like I said, the Opry, the Ryman, the listening room, and some things I did not get to that next year for CRS 2023 we'll have to do. So that's a
and go to Bar Taco if you like tacos.
Bar Taco. I've got to do Bar Taco. Yes, people kept saying that. It's good food there. So there was a Tex-Mex place somebody told me about, Super Rica, that I'd never heard of.
Okay.
So that's another one of those, I guess, hole in the wall kind of places to eat at too as well. Hey, speaking of food, when you guys get a chance to order a pizza, what toppings go on it for Karli June?
Oh, I'm so predictable when it comes to this. I love goat's cheese on pizza.
Ooh.
So I always put goat's cheese. Any sort of like a pesto I really like. Sun-dried tomatoes, mushrooms.
Okay.
And either like a chicken or like a prosciutto. I really like prosciutto.
Gotta love a prosciutto, man. That's if you like the meat.
Thin
That's
crust pizza. Has to be thin crust.
Thin crust. You're like me. Thin crust is where it's at too.
Yeah.
All right, I love this one. Dream collaboration or dream stage to step on that you have not done yet.
The Grand Ole Opry.
Okay.
100%. I have a picture of, you can't see it, but I have a picture of it up on the wall here. It's like a painting of it. And every day I look at it and I imagine what it's going to be like that day that I get to play it. So I'm just putting that out there.
We'll have to call Shania up, be like, hey, Shania, Opry, Carrie, Opry, Karli's right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and dream collaboration. Gosh, that's so hard. I would love to do a song with Carrie Underwood. That would probably be my dream.
I could see that. Karli June and Carrie Underwood stepping on the Opry and doing a song together. No doubt about it. I could see it. Hey, what's your thoughts on these other competitions? Because I really enjoy watching the Idol, the Voice, and these competitions that give artists platforms otherwise they may not have. And of course, even America's Got Talent. But these reality shows, Karli, it's produced a lot of great talent these days.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think it's an amazing opportunity to be in front of so many people that you want to make sure when you, as an artist, if I were going on it, I never have gone on any of those shows, but if I were, I would want to make sure I was really strong and really knew what I wanted to be as an artist before I put myself into a situation where a lot of other people suddenly have a say over who they want to make you into. And so I think it's really important just to be true to you and to not lose that along the way. But yeah, it is an amazing, amazing opportunity. Some of my favorite artists have come from those shows.
Yeah, no doubt. We got one of them. Her name is Emily Ann Roberts. I got to see perform, and she killed it, Karli, up in Nashville at one of the shows we went to. And next week, here in a couple of weeks, we get to chat with her on the show. But you're right about the talent that's coming off those particular platforms. All right, so I was in Nashville. I sat down with an artist. We did an interview. My birthday was last week.
Oh, happy birthday!
And so, thank you. I'm getting older now. The gray hair is setting in. Now, she had said she reached in her bag. She goes, I got something for you. So she pulls out this is where I'm going with this question. She pulls out like a $30, $40. It's like one of the expensive scratch-off tickets. And I have not scratched it yet, just out of nerves. Yeah. But if Karli June had a scratch-off ticket or won a significant amount of money tomorrow, like a lottery or something, what's the first thing she would do with it?
Oh. That's so hard. I think of the things that I want right now, and right now I really want to get a dog. So so silly to say that. I have kind of a dream puppy that I want to get, but it's very expensive. So I'd probably get the puppy first. So it would also make my husband really happy. So I think I would like to, be able to give back to my dad. He's given a lot to me, and I recently lost my mom to cancer. So being able to do something really nice for him, take him on a really nice trip, or something like that would be buy him a nice new snowmobile.
And we all know we need where you guys live up there. It's definitely the snow, and I'm sure it's just kind of feeling like spring. Maybe another week or two. I know here it's starting to kind of turn that corner from the winter. So
Same.
We're getting in the swing of things now with 70 degrees and clear skies, and just get spring weather here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I love the EP. Where You Come From is across all the platforms. Check her out at karlijune.com. Carly, always appreciate the time. Our chat goes by so fast, and definitely best of luck with the music going forward, your artistry, and the live shows coming back to you. Continued success, and we sure appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Brandon. It's always a pleasure to be on the show, so thank you for having me.
You got it. Wraps up another week of shows. Next week, you'll just have to check the calendar. One I can tell you we're going to do is one half of Hall & Oates. John Oates coming on the show next week on Friday. We'll talk about that and a tour coming up too as well. Thanks to Bangtail Whiskey, MitchMacs.com, and Hank Jr. Productions. We'll see you Monday, same time, same channel here on the Backstage Pass. Until then, have a great weekend. See you soon.